Okay, what is up everyone? Hope everyone can hear me. What is up everyone? Hope everyone is doing good. Welcome back to another stream. Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing good. If you are new here, please be sure to check out the Telegram channel. I post my watch list there, links to videos and trades I post there, so feel free to check it out if you haven't done it already. Links at the top of the chat and also at the bottom in the description. Also check out IC Markets if you are looking for a broker. I do have my affiliate link there at the top of the chat. Feel free to use it if you want to, if you are indeed looking for a broker. But welcome back to another stream, guys. If you are enjoying the content, please be sure to drop a like and also subscribe if you haven't done already. Melbourne, what is up? Morning. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. And what is up? Morning. Welcome back. Welcome back. Anus, what is up? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing good, hope you are as well. Selling pound yen, stop loss 162. Yeah, I'm still looking at the yen pairs. Some of them are looking a little bit air with some of the rejection we've seen on Monday, so I'll go over that in detail. But pound yen, euro yen seems to be the top of the bunch for me out of the yen pairs, but pound yen and euro yen, I still got one eye, well, two eyes actually, on both of those pairs, so we'll take a look at that in detail. Nigel, what is up? Welcome to the stream, hope you're doing good. Pascal, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Ready, what is up? Good morning, good morning. Watch, as always, morning. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Nigel, nice weather here in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it is nice weather there in Trinidad and Tobago. Moi, what is up? Hope you're doing good. I am doing well. I was kind of waiting for your 5 best setups for the week to confirm if we're looking at the same pairs, but for some reason you haven't posted. Yeah. I was actually flying over to Rwanda on Sunday evening, so I completely forgot. I would have done it earlier because obviously I normally do it Sunday evening, but I completely forgot on Saturday. Saturday I was kind of packing and rushing through some things, so I forgot to do it then. And then Sunday I was actually I was in the air. But yeah, I'll go through some of the pairs I'm looking at. Again, it's only Tuesday, so I'll go through the pairs that I'm looking at through the stream, so hopefully that will sort things out. But yeah, everything is good with me. Hope everything is good with you. Rav D, what's up? Morning, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Pound USD, we'll take a look. AUD USD, I'm looking for a buy as well. Tony Gold, hope you're doing good too. Welcome to the stream. Hemming, morning, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Richie, Seox, hope everyone is doing good. Morning. Wait for your trades and also live stream. Well, here it is. I still need to find a trade, to be fair. Monday wasn't looking too good for trades. I'm still looking at the yen pairs. Let me go through the charts right now. So I'll go through some yen pairs, pound yen, euro yen particularly. I'll go through some dollar pairs as well, pound USD, euro USD, AUD USD. I mean, we'll probably go up through a bunch of them throughout the entirety of the stream. But we'll start with Euro USD since we're on the screen right now. So Euro USD, like I said in my weekly analysis, I'm still not looking to get involved just yet. We do have a ranging market here. We've got the lows down here. I'm looking for price to create some new lows. We've got the highs up here. I'm waiting for price to create some new highs. So simply for Euro USD, this is kind of like a ranging market consolidation. We are still trading above this high low here on the left here, and the market has printed these highs up there. So this potentially could be a higher low for the market to start pushing up higher. So what I want price to do is take out these highs, which we're not too far away from doing. If we can do that, then I'll look for some retracement, and then I'll look to catch the next higher low to the upside. Because what the market has been doing, is forming very slight higher highs, as you can see, pushing to the upside. But all we've been doing is forming some equal lows here. So I need price to commit to one direction, either that's to the upside or to the downside, and now look to follow that momentum. Last week we had that crazy sell-off of Euro USD, but it didn't amount to anything. Price, all price did was come and respect the support level. When you see momentum in the market, it's good. I always talk about seeing momentum and then looking for the retracement and following momentum as long as structure, is pointing that way. However, if momentum doesn't take out any key highs or any key lows, a lot of the time it's just kind of getting people excited, faking people out, and the real move is going to happen shortly after, which is kind of what we're seeing now for Euro USD. You can see a lot of bearish momentum. Some people be following that to the downside, and now all we did was just smack our head on that support level, and now price is completely reversed. So if we end up taking out this resistance here, then this momentum pretty much just amounted to nothing. At the time it looked like price was going to break to the downside, take out these lows, and then continue south. However, that never happened. We respected support. Now it looks like price actually going to push to the upside. So if we do get that, I'll look for the correction and then continuation to the upside. But first, like I said, I need those highs to go, because for all I know, price could respect the high here and actually come back down again and continue the range. And again, I'll be staying on the market if that's the case with Euro USD. So I need that high to be taken out first at 1.075. And then I'll see if we can get some good momentum, and I'll look for my correction, possibly a retest of this high here, or even a retest of this resistance here, depending how deep the correction is, and confluence and whatnot. And then I'll look for my entries to take that forward. So this is what I'm looking at Euro, but like I said, we do need to take out the highs first. Pound USD, however, has kind of done what I want Euro USD to do, which is take out the highs. Price has done that. It's taken out the resistance here. As you can see, really nice move to the upside, giving us a higher low back down here as well after this crazy drop to the downside. Ooh, there we go. Crazy drop to the downside here. Taking out these lows, and then price completely reversed to the upside. So with pound USD, it looks likely we could be coming back to the consolidation here on the left, back to resistance, maybe even break through 1.24. Depends what dollar wants to do. But yeah, for pound USD, I'm looking at correction and buys to the upside. I'm looking at correction and a push to 1.24. Again, a retest of this resistance could be nice. It could be nice. We'll see what price does when we get there, if we get there. 1.22, keep an eye out on that. And I also was pointing out some of these levels on my weekly analysis as well. If you haven't checked it out, feel free to go do so. But also on this level here as well. And this was briefly resistance, pushed the downside, and this was started the move to the upside. So I'm also interested at 1.21 as well. So basically 1.22, 1.21 look like great levels for me to go long if we can get good entry confirmation for pound USD and take that back to 1.24. So that's the plan for pound, kind of what I want Euro to do. Go take the highs to the upside, break through the resistance, have a correction, see a high low, and then I'll be anticipating more upside. But first, those highs need to go. and pound USD is ready down that. So pound, I've got an eye on this one, looking for more downside. The retracement's still a bit too shallow. I'll only start getting interested in pound USD buys from 1.22 downwards. So 1.22, 1.21, even if you come back and retest the support level here, if we can get a good type of entry confirmation, I'll be interested down at those prices. So yeah, that's kind of the bias and the plan going into pound USD, Euro USD. And like I said, Euro Yen and pound Yen, I've got my eyes on those pairs as well. Euro Yen, this one looks good for some shorts. Price is kind of messing around here. And to be frank, the price action isn't very, very clean. I'm hoping price can kind of push the upside, take out these weaker highs here, push the upside, give us another major lower high like it's been doing. 1, 2, 3, give us something around here, and then drop to the downside. If I whip out the old Fibonacci tool from the high to the low, I'm looking at a spike into the 0.618. So we've already got a test of the 50, price reacted with that, moved to the downside. And I'm looking if you can push a little bit higher, take out those highs, and then see a bigger move to the downside. But yeah, price action within is quite messy, so I kind of want price to clear that, push a little bit higher, and then I'll monitor for some entries to take it back down. And last week is pretty much the same level as I want price to hit this week, so still looking at 142,500. Good confluence there. We've got the fib there. We've got a really nice level of support there as well on the lower time frames too. Take it across, nice support there too. So yeah, this is kind of where my area of interest is for Euro JPY. Just looking for that next lower high. We had a bunch of equal highs up there. Lower high, lower high. Now I'm looking for us a lower high, possibly around that part there, for another move to the downside. Now I won't be as so greedy or confident to try and push the trade quite far. We've already got a lot of wick rejections here, 1, 2, 3, kind of really strong wick rejections down there. So it does tell me that even though Euro JPY, yes, still has some nice bearish structure and some good momentum, although that's kind of depleted lately, we're seeing some evidence that from 139,500, price is really having a hard time trying to break through this support level. So targets for the trade most likely will just probably be this support level. If I can get 1 to 3 there, I'll be more than happy, call it a day into that support level, take the profit and move on to the next trade. So that's kind of the plan with Euro JPY, looking for sells. Pound Yen, something similar as well. Price has had a really hard time respecting this level here. It has kind of bumped its head a few times and see some downside, but similar to Euro JPY as well, you can see the market's throwing a lot of wicks here to the downside, showing a lot of evidence that even though, yes, we've got some good bearish structure, sellers are still failing to push price further, which is not the best sign. So we can still look for sells, but I want price to kind of clear out these minor lower highs out, push a little bit higher. I did give out 2 areas of my weekly analysis for pound GM. This was the second area I'll be interested in. The first area was this level, which price has kind of retested a few times. There was actually a good trade on Monday, but I was in the Asian session on that bearish engulfing. Nice move to the downside into the support level. So yeah, kind of 1 a.m. But nonetheless, looking at 163 now. Looking at 163 for pound yen for some sells. And then I'll be looking at, again, same as Euro Yen, push right back down to where we came from into those lows there. So that's the plan for pound yen, Euro Yen. You can see the lower highs still there, 1, 2, 3, looking for a fourth one. And then yeah, if we can get good entry signal, I'll hop into the trade. If price just starts breaking through, then obviously I'll completely back out of the opportunity. While pound yen is quite strong right now, I'll completely back out of the opportunity if I don't get any good entry signals, good rejection. Because like I said, we've seen some evidence that price is having trouble going south. So I want price to go deeper first, try and collect some more sellers, and then I'll hop into some trades for Euro Yen and pound yen. And again, I'll just pick the best one because they're very similar opportunities. Euro Yen, pound yen. I'll just see which ones give me the cleaner trade. But for Euro USD and pound USD, I'm looking for buys for these guys. So hopefully you can get something cooking with them shortly. Okay, let me go read the chat. I've only got one screen, by the way, guys. So I'm flicking through the chat and also flicking through the charts. So it'll be a bit back and forth, but we'll make it happen. Okay, excuse me. ADUSD we'll take a look at. No problemo. New penthouse. No, not quite, not quite. I mean, I'm here for 3 weeks, so it's quite long, to be fair. By the way, took NTCHF short 0.57. Nice. I was looking at NTCHF for a double top, and never gave me the entry that I was looking for. It's already seen some really nice downside. So yeah, I'll go over NTCHF. I was looking for some shorts for that one as well. Thank you so much, Ablak. I'm gonna say that correctly. William. I can pronounce William. But yeah, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Francois, yeah, I'm just gonna call you Fran. What's up? Good morning, welcome to the stream. Hype Full Effects, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Stavros and JPY we'll take a look at as well. Just stopped out on pound yen. Unlucky anus, happens to the best of us, brother. Again, I'm still looking at short on pound yen as well, so keep an eye on the level that I just pointed out, because that could be another level to try and have another stab at it. Because again, with risk to reward, even if you do get stopped out in your first trade, if you win the second one, you make back your win plus more. All you need is a 1 to 2, to make back what you want plus more. 1 to 3, 1 to 4, obviously you have a lot more than what you lost. But yeah, wins and losses all part of it, Anus. So keep going, my friend, keep going. Peter, happy new week, what is up? Let's check on gold. Yeah, gold's actually crazy last week. Excuse me, my throat's quite dry. Tapped 38.2% fib level. Could it break recent high? I'll go and take a look at gold. Haven't actually been focusing on gold too much, to be fair. Dance with Wolves, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Rab D, hope everyone's good. Yeah, we do have CPI CAD. We do have CPI CAD as well. Rwanda, yes, we are. Yes, we are. Could you tell from the scenery, or is that just a good guess? Thank you, Rabdi. Thank you, Rabdi. I will do. But anyway, let me go through some pairs. So I said AUSD, I'll take a look at. SJPY as well. Again, any other pairs, feel free to leave it down in the chat. I'll go through kind of my watch list as well whilst we're here for the week. But I'll start with AUSD since that was requested earlier. Okay, so AUSD, this one I haven't been focused on too much. It's kind of been hitting some resistance. I was talking about this level in my weekly analysis as well. Talking about price in this area here, we possibly could see some sells. Reason I said that is because price is still in this bearish structure. As I always advocate, as long as price is still giving us good bearish structure. Again, not just any bearish structure, it has to be good quality, which is what we're seeing for AUSD for some time now. And by good quality, I mean clear highs and lows and good momentum. And that's kind of what I mean by clarity and good structure. But yeah, we've seen some really good downside, a lot of good momentum. And since then, we've had this kind of very, very corrective retracement. And now the only thing I don't like with AUSD is that it's been this downtrend for quite a while and we're kind of looking like we're exhausting. So I'm kind of anticipating price having a deeper pullback. I'm still looking at this bigger head and shoulder pattern on the daily chart, which could potentially materialize. We've got a left shoulder there, heads, and possibly a right shoulder could form. If I kind of connect the dots here, the left shoulder, right shoulder, you could see price kind of push into that level. We don't necessarily have to. We could just keep selling off. Like I said, the structure is still intact. We could still continue south. But because of how correct we are, I got a feeling we'll probably push up into that kind of right shoulder area around 0.68500. But again, that's just me thinking out loud. We haven't really broken structure yet. So yeah, that's just a possibility. Until we start breaking through some highs, breaking through the resistance and highs down the left, then we can start looking at that. But as of right now, price is still potentially giving us a nice bear flag retracement. We've got the impulse here to the downside. We've got correction 1, retracement, correction 2, and then possibly the bigger continuation. Price has had a hard time, reacting with this level, a lot of rejection around there, and now we've seen some bearish momentum. So with AUSD, sales do look good. I will probably start taking some profit on the way down though, because again, it's a very, very corrective market and we could possibly form a third higher low and get that reversal. Like I said, a lot of exhaustion. We could see that head and shoulder pattern form. So around 0.66400 could be a nice little place to take some profit. Best case scenario, price just continues down and continues bearish. Worst case, we form a higher low around here and start pushing up higher. If you're looking for entries, that ship might have sailed. You want to be looking for your entries up around that resistance. I'm not really seeing too much clarity with where prices is right now. You could enter on the 4H, yes, but you do leave a bit on the table because your stop loss naturally has to be above the high there. So into that kind of first TP area, which I was mentioning, this support level, which is kind of like this same area here, you're kind of looking at a 0.68, which is not the best risk reward. If you're looking at down there, it's not too bad, 1.57. Then you can take your profit off and leave the rest to continue. It might go down a lot further. So that is a possibility, but preferably, you want your entry up here, probably like the hourly time frame. Maximize that risk reward entry, something like this, stop loss above there. You can get a nice almost 1 to 2 into there, looking at 1 to 3.5 there. It's a much favorable risk reward opportunity there. But again, the idea is still the same thing, just the entry is a lot lower there on the 4H. But yeah, looking at more downside for AUSD, as long as we don't break through structure, aka as long as you don't break through the high here on the left, I'm anticipating more downside. Again, long term, we've been speaking about the lows here, which if the higher time frames continue, especially looking at the weekly time frame, consistent lower highs, there's a good chance we can come back and retest those lows. So yeah, that's kind of the plan for AUSD. But yeah, entries up at 0.672 is kind of where you want to be placing your entries for the trade. Okay, so we'll take a look at as the JPY. Have I missed out a pair? I don't think I have. If I have, just let me know in the chat again. But AUSD and JPY will take a look. So yeah, and JPY take a look next. I'll move on to gold as well. Alex Facey, what is up? The guy, good morning. Hope you're doing good. How important is fibs? Depends. It can be not important at all if you don't use them in your trading. If you do use them in your trading, then they can be very important. The way I see fib is just another layer of confluence, to your trading, like trend lines, like moving averages, pivot points, whatever people use, RSI as well. They're all just a layer to add to your trading as confluence. The key thing you want to be focusing on in terms of validating a trade is your market structure and your support resistance or supply and demand, however you view it. And then trend lines, moving averages, Fibonacci can add more confluence to validate your decision. Like if you got a good level in the market and it also lines up with fib level, that's always going to be a good sign. It doesn't necessarily mean the trade will win, but it just means there's more reason for the trade to win, if you're in line with a good fib level as well. So yeah, I trade with confluence, so I do look at fib as well, and to add layers of confluence to my trading to validate trades further. But yeah, they're only important if you use them regularly, because if you use them regularly, then you understand them more and more and more, and become more important in your trading. If you don't use them, there are still profitable traders who don't ever look at fibs. So for me, they're important. For other people, maybe not so much. Life in the UK, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Welcome to the stream. What's the spread like with IC markets? Yeah, spreads are pretty thin. It depends which account type you go for. If you go for what's it called again? You got a standard account, and then completely forgot the other name. There's two accounts when you sign up with IC markets. There's two accounts. There's the standard account and raw spread. Yeah, raw spread account gives you very, very tight spreads, very good for day trading as well. And then you got the second account type, which is a standard account, which is slightly higher spreads, but you don't pay commission on your trades. So it's kind of like an option. For me, I have the standard account because I don't really pay attention to spread too much when I'm entering the hourly in the 4H time frame. If it's a couple more pips on the spread, doesn't really make too much difference to the size of my stop loss. If my stop loss is already 60, 70, 80 pips, 2-3 pips added onto that doesn't really make too much difference. So I don't really care about spread, but obviously I don't pay commission, so that's a big bonus. But if you have raw spread, then you obviously have a tighter spreads, which would be good for day trading on the lower time frames. So that would probably be your best option, but obviously you do pay commission. You can test it out on demo accounts to, you know, see which option you like. But yeah, spreads are pretty good if you go with the raw spread account. Alex, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Good morning, good morning. Captain, what is up? Do you have family in Rwanda? No, I do not actually have family in Rwanda. I've got some friends in Rwanda, but not blood related. NZD-CAD, we'll take a look. Okay, let me go take a look at NZJPY first. Yeah, NZJPY and gold, let me have a look. See? Okay, so NZJPY, where are you? There you are. So yeah, NZJPY, another JPY pair. This one's a little bit kind of chaotic. It's still kind of moving to the downside, but I haven't really been talking about this JPY pair much. Reason being, because it's kind of like a big consolidation, you know, as we can see here. And if you've been on my stream, you know, a fair few times, you know that I'm not the biggest fan of markets that move like this. My edge doesn't play out as well, so therefore, you know, I'm not going to trade it. There is a slight bear to come back to retest the prior low, or possibly see new lows. In this type of market structure, because we've got consolidation, I can't really anticipate new lows, and price looks like it's kind of already testing the support level. So I don't really want to be selling at these prices. I know we do have a bit of a bearish trend here, but I don't want to be selling at those lows there. I want price to pull back higher, or at least go to the high of the trend. Yeah, internet is not the best, but I think all is well. Okay. I think this stream's good. Is the stream good? Okay, people let me know if the stream is still intact, because I don't want to be talking to myself. But anyway, I'll continue. And yeah, if people let me know if the stream is still going. Okay, so yeah, like I said for SJPY, yeah, price is consolidating, and in consolidation, you want to be getting involved at the extremes, at the highs or at the lows. So even though, yes, we have a slight bearish trend here, you can see the price is making lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows, and lower highs and maybe some equal lows, but potentially could be some lower lows. I don't want to be looking to catch the next lower high here off a pullback, because I'm selling quite low within the range. Like I said, I want to be selling up high and buying down low if I'm going to trade the range, and majority of the time I don't do that anyway. So yeah, that's why I don't like NZJPY, even though we do have a slight bearish structure. I mean, this is not the worst level to trade from, you know, trading within that bearish structure, but the probability of the setup is lower. The probability of the setup is lower because of the structure we're trading within. So it could still work. 82,500, it's a nice support level here. You can see price double top to that resistance there. This is the kind of neckline of the pattern. Price could come up, retest that, and still sell off and see another downside move. But yeah, it's within the range, so probability is just reduced. Property is reduced. Okay, so yeah, I hope that made sense with NZJPY. I'll get into gold next. And then NZD-CAD, pound CHF, we'll take a look. Peter, it broke and closed above major failing trend line, turned into key vertical support now. Okay, we'll take a look and see. Vladimir, like that name. What about your USD? Okay, we'll take a look, no problem. Lucia, I hope you're doing good. Can you look at gold? Yeah, I'll take a look at gold next. Euro JPY, sure thing. Leo, I hope you're doing good. NZUSD, we'll take a look. CAD Yen, no problem. Do you have mentorship? Not at the moment. Probably the next few months, it will be up and running. So yeah, keep an eye out for that, but not at the moment. Okay, stream's good, good. Because yeah, I think about internet cut out for a second, but we've got some backup running. We've got some backup, so that's good. Anyway, so gold. There's a bunch of pairs to go through. Gold, NZD-CAD, pound CHF, Euro USD, Euro JPY, NZD USD, CAD yen, we'll take a look at those pairs. Nasdaq, okay, we'll go through indices as well. Oh, pronounce Francois, okay, yeah, the French, the O and the I, yeah, that kind of threw me off. Well, I guess that's French, Francois, yeah. No problem. I'm glad I made you chuckle. Okay, so we'll go take a look at gold. So yeah, I haven't really been looking at gold since we were flying to the upside. It's quite overextended for me, and I'm the type of person who wants to see retracement and price come down, test deeper levels. So if I was to whip out a Fibonacci on this level here from the low to the high, 50% is all the way down there, and I doubt we'll probably see that. If we do, fantastic. But anyway, so these are the kind of setups I was looking at coming into the week on the weekly analysis, saying, with gold, all you want to see is a retest of some structure. And you got the resistance here at 1958, and obviously you got the resistance here at 1935. So those are two areas that do look good, and kind of the only levels that we can actually trade from, really, because those are the most recent levels of structure that price broke through. If you scroll to the left, the last time price that far, because the internet's taking forever, but it's been some time. So yeah, a retest of 1960 could look good. I wouldn't probably push the trade too far, just because the market is quite overextended and I don't know how far we're going to retrace. But more of a smaller time frame trade, 1960 back to 1980 could make a lot of sense there. A nice push into that level could take advantage of that kind of range. Possibly we can move back to highs, but probably it's more sensible to take your profit there, or at least take majority of your profit at that level, and then see if we can get back to highs. And this level looks a lot better, 1937. If price can come back and retest that level, that could probably interest me, depending on how we get the entry, but that could probably interest me, even though it's not quite some good fib levels. That would probably interest me, a retest of this resistance here, because this is where all the momentum came from. You can see we consolidated there for a few hours, or a few 4H candles, and suddenly we had these three big moves to the upside. So that's where the momentum came from. So this level I do like a lot more than that resistance, but again, the market's quite bullish. We may only see a shallow retracement into 1960, and then price continues from there on. So keep an eye on those two areas. But yeah, I'm not really focused on gold too much, so the other pairs that look a little bit tidier for me anyway. But those two levels could see a good reaction. Again, the entry confirmation will be very, very important, because price could break straight through. So keep an eye for the entry signals. Again, I do have videos on that. If you go through my education playlist, actually, some people have been asking, so I'll do a couple more videos about entries. That just reminded me. But anyway, those two levels look good for some longs. But yeah, in terms of bias, it has to be bullish for gold. Everything is up, structure is up, momentum is up. So expecting price probably to push into 2037, 2040, which is kind of the all-time high resistance level on the weekly time frame. So that's kind of where I'm expecting price to push into. Anyway, let me take a look at NZD CAD next. So NZD CAD, I was keeping my eye on NZD CAD. I was looking for some buys coming into the week. However, the support level failed. Well, it's at this support level, but that's not the support level I was looking to buy from. It's at this level here, but I was actually looking to buy from this level here. So resistance turned support, but it failed. We never really got an entry signal there. Price was quite corrective, as you can see, and then kind of just dumped through. So no kind of shift of momentum, no real entry candle, and price just broke through, which is why, again, entry confirmations are very, very important, because they validate the levels, they validate your setups. It's all good having a good structure and good setup, but if there's no kind of confirmation, the price could just break straight through. And that's exactly what happened here. So yeah, I was looking for some buys coming into the week for NZD CAD, but unfortunately nothing kind of materialized. Now price is breaking through to the downside. So I'm looking at NZD CAD through kind of a second lens here. We possibly could be having a big fake out above this large trend line, because originally I had a sell bias for NZD CAD. Let me just get rid of this and get rid of this. I had a sell bias for NZD CAD last week, so I was looking to sell at the double top of this resistance here. But again, price just broke straight through. But it looks like that could just be a fake out. It looks like that could just be a fake out, because if you guys have been following my weekly analysis, you know that I've been looking for that third major lower high for NZD CAD for us to roll over and see a bigger move back down. Back to these lows here, and so on and so forth. But we failed. We broke out to the upside of good momentum. So I was anticipating, okay, we've got a breakout now. Let's see if we can get the correction, and then we'll get another continuation to the upside of impulse right back down again. So this for me looks like a very textbook fake out. Impulse up, impulse down. Normally price is giving us fake outs when we do that. So I'm looking at possibly another correction, a lower high to form for this one, and probably continuation back down to 0.83500, we'll call it. So yeah, it's kind of my new outlook for NZD CAD. I was looking for buys coming into the week, but it seemed to have failed. And with the price action and the characteristics we're seeing right now, this impulse tells you that there's a good chance NZD CAD will probably creep lower. So that's support now, so we might see some retracement from this area first, which will be nice, because that will probably give us an opportunity to get some sells. And then yeah, expecting price to probably roll over. Again, logical targets. This low is a good one, and obviously the low down there will be another target as well. But yeah, NZD CAD for me, swapping that from a bullish bias coming into the week to bearish now. So I am bearish now on NZD CAD. Still need to wait for a good setup to actually sell it to materialize first, but in terms of my directional bias, yeah, I'll be expecting more downside. So yeah, I hope that made sense for NZD CAD. Euro JPY I'll take a look at. NZD USD we'll take a look at as well, since we're on the NZD pair right now. And I'll go through CAD Yen as well. Euro Pound, no problem. Does sales in US 30, 32, 600 zone look good? Okay, we'll go through the indices as well. Someone requested S&P and NASDAQ, so we'll go through some of the US indices. Stream is fine, good. I just keep worrying about the stream. Pound Yen, Richard, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Universal Investments, what is up? Hope you're doing good as well. Okay, let me go take a look at NZD USD, CAD Yen. Okay, so NZD USD. So similar to NZD CAD, we have seen some good downside movement for this one. Taking some time here. Okay, come on today. There we go. That took a while. Anyway, so yeah, NZD USD seen some good downside move as well. And yeah, with NZD USD it's interesting because we've got all these kind of equal lower highs here. Price hasn't really broken structure to the upside, so I can't really be a buyer of this market just yet. And I say that because this is kind of like the resistance we have of our lower highs. If I take that across, we kind of gapped up. Now price comes straight back down, or if we take that to the upside. However, that didn't happen. We had a slight breakout, and then price is kind of rolling back over to the downside there. So with NZD USD, we could possibly form another higher low, because we have been forming these lower lows here to the downside, and then possibly some higher lows back up. So if that's the case, and we start doing this and start breaking through, then I'll be looking to buy on the correction and follow that up. But I need price to push to the upside, take out some highs, correction, and then I'll look to follow that momentum to the upside. Because if not, with all these equal highs here, price will lows to higher lows, which is what I really like. But we have to be patient for that. Right now, price kind of, tests some minor levels of support resistance. We've got some equal highs. We've got kind of a fluctuation of these lows. I'm not really seeing too much clarity in terms of high probability with the actual setup. Okay, so we'll take a look at CAD Yen next, and there's another pair I was going to look at. Was it Euro Yen? Yeah, Euro Yen. So CAD Yen, Euro Yen I'll take a look at, then I'll go through some of the indices. Okay, so CAD Yen, again, another yen pair, which is still quite bearish. We're still seeing lower lows and lower highs as the market has been pushing to the downside here. And I'm still looking at a push back down to possibly take out this wick. It's really testing the support level, so we're kind of reacting from that. But I'm looking to see if price can actually go and take out the lows and probably continue a lot further. Again, the momentum is a little bit depleted, a little bit exhausted. The market is still printing lower lows and lower highs for us. I'm still looking at sells, but in terms of actual entries and levels to get involved with, 97,500 is kind of where I'm looking at price. forming potentially its next lower high from. If I just take this level across here, that's kind of what I'm looking at for CAD yen. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the news coming out later, the CAD CPI, because that could make a bullish CAD, which could break through this. If that's the case, I'll probably just leave CAD yen alone altogether. But it could take us into that level, which could then give us entries pretty shortly after, which would be very, very nice. But yeah, in terms of CAD yen, I'm looking at sales for this one, looking at the next lower high. Price has been forming lower high since the high up here, lower high, lower high, lower high, and again, another lower high there as well. So I'm looking for price to form another one around 97,500, and then targets probably either to this low here. If I can squeeze a 1 to 3 into there, that would be fantastic. If not, I might just push it a little bit further into the low there as well at 94,996. So that's kind of the plan with CAD yen. Bearish buy, still giving us these low lows and low highs. So I've got to follow that to the downside, and that's what I'll be expecting. That's what I'll be expecting for CAD yen and most of the other yen pairs, apart from like NZJPY. Apart from like NZJPY, all other yen pairs are really giving some good bearish structure, which we're looking to follow. But I would think for most of them, I do want deeper retracements. So pound yen, euro yen, I do. USJPY, yeah, I want it deeper with USJPY as well, coming at some of these areas. But yeah, onto euro yen, since someone did request that. Euro yen I was looking at early in the stream and looking at sales. It's actually not too far from my level of interest. 142,500 is where I'm looking to get involved with euro yen. And yeah, I'm looking to take it back down to that support level. 139,800 is where I'm looking to take CAD JPY back down again. This is proving to be a very strong level of support. A lot of rejection at this low here. So I'm not really looking to do too much with CAD yen until, with euro yen, until we start to break through these lows. Because at this point, I probably expect price to come back down, respect it again, and possibly reverse bullish. So with euro yen, still lower lows and low highs are intact. 142,500 is my level of interest. We're not too far away from that. So hopefully we can push into that today, or if not, maybe get some entries tomorrow morning. But yeah, looking at 142,500 sells and something like this for euro yen. So yeah, that'll be the plan. Anyway, we'll take a look at euro pound. I'm pretty sure someone requesting euro pound. I'll go through the indices first: Nasdaq, S&P, and US 30. Now I'll take a look at euro pound after as well. NC Chef, I did forget that one, didn't I? That was the move that looks like I missed out on. But yeah, we'll go for NC Chef too, no problemo. It's just me or this. Yeah, it might do actually. It might do. The internet seems to be kind of coming strong, then it kind of weakens a little bit. So it might be the internet here much. USD CAD we'll take a look as well. Yes, it does. Guess high network is glitching. Yeah, I don't think the internet's too great here, to be fair. My apologies, guys. Maybe see if I can do something about it to be fair for tomorrow. I'm getting old, so I thought it might be Heroes Go. No, you're not that old there much. Maybe a few more years. I'm joking. Ravd, thankfully Miko isn't scalping. Oh, yeah, that would not be too great if I was scalping, to be fair. That's why I do like the old swing trades, more relaxed and so kind of stressed all the time. Even though trading itself can be quite stressful, in fact it is quite stressful a lot of the time. But yeah, scalping is for the brave, in my opinion. But anyway, so I'll go through the indices and then we'll go through Euro Pound as well. Okay, so we'll start with S&P. We'll go to US 30 and then US 100. So S&P, again, a lot of rejection at these lows here. So again, I've been a big advocate for some sales for US 500 and most of the major indices, US 30, US 100, US 500. Big sales for them, and we have been seeing some good downside for some time. Since we had that consolidation, we broke to the downside. We've seen some really nice lower highs and some really nice downside moves. However, Now price is really showing a lot of rejection at these lows here, particularly at 38.50 for S&P. And we'll take a look at the other indices as well. But this is not a good sign for the bears. It's not a good sign for the bears. You want to see a free flow market, especially when we're seeing the impulse leg. Because if we go to the higher time frame structure, hopefully it can load. Yes, it does. Nice. You can see, this is the bearish impulsive structure that I'm talking about. Price overall is quite impulsive. It doesn't mess around too much. And overall, it does have, it takes out lows pretty quickly and pretty swiftly. Now we're starting to see a lot of rejection, which is not a good sign. It's not a good sign. Even this impulse here was quite nice as well. Obviously, we do have our moments where we have bigger retracements, but that's all part of the plan. The fact that we are throwing a lot of wicks and a lot of rejection at the support level tells me that there's a good chance US 500 will probably go higher. And probably go and test this prior major lower swing high up here on the left, around 40, we'll call it. So yeah, with US 500 S&P, it looks to me like we'll probably see a lot more upside with this one back into that lower high. I'm not sure if we'll break through. If we do break through, then there's a good chance we'll probably come right back to these highs up here at 41.50, 41.50 we'll call it. There we go. 41.75 we'll call it. So yeah, with S&P, the fact that we're rejecting these lows very aggressively tells me that we probably will see some more upside. So with this one, I do think there'll probably be some nice buys, maybe on the hourly time frame. If you can push up a little bit further, this consolidation could act like a really good support level. But yeah, you do want kind of price to rally a little bit further first to show that momentum is coming from the consolidation and that we are taking out these highs down the left. But yeah, it looks like we'll probably see some more upside with this. We can see the gradual higher lows as well and the gradual higher highs. And the fact that we are still taking out highs as well shows us that the buyers is really kind of coming to stay and the sellers are kind of exhausted. So I'm looking at 40.40, 40.50, which is this kind of zone here for that consolidation there for S&P. It would be nice to see a nice candle closure above the high here on the left. And then you look for your pullback and then you look for your entries to go long. But this is kind of like the main idea here for S&P 500. Looking for a continuation, break through the highs, correction, maybe a retest of the range, maybe even a retest of this high there on the left as well. Either one of these areas looks pretty good. Waiting for the entry confirmation, and then yeah, buys back to the upside into that level. Then possibly we could go bearish. We possibly could go bearish later on, but that is a story for another day. When we actually get to those areas, then we can monitor price action a little bit more closely. But that's kind of what I'm looking at. For US 500, US 30. Ains, what you see, you're looking at that one. You said you're looking at some sells, or was it buys? Oh yeah, sells 32,600 zone. Okay, we'll take a look now. US 30, 32,600. Where are you? Okay, yeah, nice place to sell. Nice place to sell. I do like it. If it's this level you're talking about, yeah, 36. Yeah, I do like it. I like it because we saw a lot of momentum when price broke through it. Never really got a solid retest of the level, or a retest at all for that matter. So I do like it. And now we're taking out some of these minor lower highs as well. A lot of people will be selling at these areas. A lot of stop losses above. Price will be taking out a lot of those stop losses now. You can come back and retest this level and possibly see some downside. Now, similar to S&P 500. Again, we've got a lot of rejection at these lows here. Let me just move this out of the way. We've got a lot of rejection at these lows here. This is kind of like a big pool of rejection, or wicks there on the 4H. So it's not the healthiest of downtrends anymore with US 30. So possibly we might see a short-term reaction, something like this. Price has a pullback, forms a higher low, and then goes and breaks through that level. So that possibly could be the scenario we're dealing with. Again, I think you trade in the lower time frames anyway, Anis. So you probably don't have to look for such a crazy move to make good risk rewards. Probably a retest of this structure here of that resistance level on the 4H hourly. On the 4H hourly will probably be a decent risk reward for you, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, maybe even more. And then yeah, probably want to trade from there. At least take majority of your profit, or if you look to move, show your stop loss or whatever. But yeah, I do like the sales. I do like the sales from 32,600. But same with S&P, we're seeing a lot of evidence that price is having a tough time going lower. Some big old wicks there to the downside. So yeah, we could possibly be coming back to retest some of these major lower highs up here around 33,400, which I would not be surprised if we see price pushing up to those levels this week. So yeah, sales look good at 32,600, but I do think it'll probably be short term, and then we'll probably pick up some pace again and probably see another move up higher. And US 100, this one broke through some highs last week. So again, I've been talking about the lower highs with the indices. US 500 was very consistent with the lower highs, as we can see here. However, price just went and broke through two of them, especially this one here as well. So with US 100, this one's looking a lot more bullish, and possibly could be pushing back to these highs and maybe even further as well. You know, we kind of failed to see that continuation, big wicks to the downside. We possibly could see some type of correction, maybe a bull flag. That would be very nice, and buys down here will actually look very, very good there for US 100, because we've got these weaker lows here. Probably see, you know, impulse one, correction two. Correction one, sorry, then correction two, and then get the bigger buy. That would be very, very nice, because obviously you don't really want to be buying, you know, up at these highs up here. That's into resistance. Doesn't really make too much sense to buy at the current prices, 12,590. So yeah, my bias for US 100 is bullish. We've just taken out some key resistance. We've got some really nice impulse there to the upside. So I do want to see a correction for this one. Either double bottom, you know, at the prior low here at 12,422, or push down a little bit further, retest the resistance there, turn support, and then see the continuation there to the upside. So that's kind of my thought process for US 100. And hopefully that made sense, because yeah, I've been talking about the sales for quite some time, but price is now taking up bearish structure, so I've got to be favoring the buys now. And if you can see one more down move, you know, either retest the low or retest that level, I do think we'll probably see some nice buys and targets. Again, naturally back into the resistance. If you start breaking through that, then you can start looking at some of these to trail your stops or to take partials out, or whatever you know, management system you have for your trading. So yeah, that's kind of the plan for US 100, US 30, and US 500 there as well. Now these guys, these indices can still, you know, definitely go bearish. They can come up to some of these major structures and start selling off. But at the moment, we're seeing a lot of signs of buyers stepping into the market. So for now, at least probably for the week at least, we'll probably see more upside for them, you know, excluding retracement and whatnot. But they may still sell off, but at the moment, we'll see how they react to those bigger levels. Okay, so I'll take a look at Euro Pound next. I believe that was the next pair I was going to look at. Euro USD, I did miss out on now, and NZD-CHF. So Euro Pound, NZD-CHF, Euro USD, I'll go through. Pound Yen we'll take a look at, no problemo. USD CAD, yeah, we'll take a look at. High full effects, no problem. I picked on USJPY closed position, waiting for the news. As you may say, may go either way, of course, and that's kind of my outlook for news, you know, across the board. I'm starting to read more into fundamentals, but even with just my knowledge now of the market, I'm not really, you know, such a big advocate of trying to understand which way the news will take the market, because as traders we can buy and get in profit both ways. So it literally doesn't matter if the market goes bullish or the market goes bearish from the news. All we're looking for is a good setup. If that good setup is bullish, we'll buy. If the good setup is bearish, we'll sell. And there's no kind of want or need for the market to go either way. Of course, if you're in a trade, then obviously you want the news to favor your trade. But yeah, again, when I'm trading news, I always make sure I've entered, you know, at least a few hours before, but preferably a day before, to get some wiggle room, because if price has gone in my favor, I can probably take some profit off the table and go break even. So even if I'm in the trade and there's news coming out, worst that happens, you know, I take a break even. Sometimes, yes, I will be, you know, price wouldn't have moved as far as I wanted to, so I won't have gone break even or take profit off. Sometimes I'll get stopped out. Sometimes the news will go in my favor. You know, I can't dodge the news completely as an intra-week swing trader, but definitely as a day trader, you know, you can do a decent job at avoiding, you know, most of the news and definitely all the big news events as well. So yeah, if there's good momentum, that's all we want to see. If it's up or down, doesn't really matter. We can get good setups both ways. Why do you check the upcoming market updates? What do you mean by that? Why do I check, or why do I not check? Yeah, I'm not too sure what you mean by that. Dibab. Big Bang, what is up? Hope you're doing good. I will take a look at those pairs I just said, by the way. NCHF, USD CAD, Euro USD, and Pound Yen as well. ACHF will take a look, no problem. DXY will take a look as well. Yusuf, hope you're doing good. Already bought USJPY, USD CAD. Okay, so you're bullish on the dollar, I can see. Okay, so let me go through some of those pairs before I completely forget, like I usually do. Anyway, so yeah, USD CAD, Euro USD, Euro Pound, NCHF Pound Yen. Okay, so I'll start with NCCHF because that was requested a few moments ago. And yeah, I was actually looking at shorts on NCCHF, but it never quite materialized, and now it looks like it's dumping to the downside quite nicely, actually. But yeah, it was a very textbook setup while I look in the market. Again, just looking for that next lower high. We've had a really nice reversal for this one. You can see 1, 2, 3. Price came into some really nice resistance here as well. As you can see there, resistance 1 broke through, broke underneath, retested that resistance level there. And we had some really good fib confluence there from the low to the high as well. Just missed the 0.786, but you know, much coming to the 0.618 anyway. Let's tidy up a little bit better. There we go. Okay, so yeah, just missed the 0.786, but smashed into the 0.618. Now the market's reacting to that. So really good confluence there. And again, we've been looking at this kind of bullish trend here for NCHF, kind of just rolling over. Price taking out some key lows here. So we've taken out this key support here. And we've also taken out this key low here as well. So we can see price is having a good time breaking lows to the downside. We've got these equal highs up here, double top, like kind of sort of pound USD. And then we've got some major lower highs there as well. So in terms of structure, this is very, very nice. It's kind of a gradual bullish reversal to a bearish structure. And all you're looking for is that third lower high. Fortunately for myself, I missed the entry. Price came and tested the resistance once. I was looking for price to come back and retest it again and then get the sell. But all we kind of got was consolidation. So price was consolidating. I was monitoring that yesterday. I was just looking for one more up move, and then I was looking to get my entry on that trade. But yeah, NCHF, really nice textbook setup. Things are looking good. Momentum's picking up. So yeah, best case scenario for NCHF, we're coming back down to these lows. Well, best case scenario could probably go further than these lows. But if price does come into this level here, that'll be a very, very good move there for NCHF. This pair doesn't have a lot of pips, but 152 is a very good day, or a very good week, I should say, for NCHF. 152 pip move to the downside, that's very good going for NCHF. So yeah, bearish buys for this one. Looking for move back down to these lows. Again, keep an eye on these support levels here, because price could obviously reverse and go bullish at any one of these levels. So if I was in the trade, these would be the levels that I'd be looking to take partials or possibly just exit the trade completely at. If you're looking to get back involved with NCHF, you do want to see some upside. You want to see some upside, some retracement. Preferably a retest of the support level would be very, very nice. Just around the 0.618 level, retest that structure, and then possibly see another downside move from that level. So yeah, bearish buys for NCHF. Looking at price kind of just ticking these levels off, and kind of overall target back down to 0.564. So I think you said you got into a trade with that one. So yeah, looking very, very nice indeed. Hopefully price can continue to the downside for you there. Looking very, very good. Okay, we'll take a look at Euro USD and USD CAD next. So Euro USD, I already went through at the start of the stream. And I said, oh, okay. I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. Haven't got a candle closure yet, so I can't classify this as a breakout just yet. But it's a sign that the market is gaining steam to the upside, which is obviously what you want to see as a trader. I want to see momentum. I want to see my correction, and I want to get involved. And that's what we're seeing right now. Prices form these equal lows here, failing to take out support, and now we're seeing some really good momentum to the upside here. So If price can continue pushing and breaking through 1.07500, I'll look for some correction and the continuation. And these are my kind of area of it, my 2 levels I'm looking to buy Euro USD from, depending on how far we retrace and obviously how far we impulse up as well. If the impulse is a little bit shallow, then I'll probably be looking at this level a lot more, 1.06845. If it's quite a big impulse with good momentum, then I'll probably be more interested in 1.075, 1.0753, 1.075, which call it at that level. I was trying to go into more detail, but that level's fine. So yeah, I'll be looking at that more level. So it just depends how big we impulse, and also how big we retrace as well. So Euro USD, if we can get a good strong candle closure, I probably want to see maybe at least 2, preferably 3 candles above this level to really get the confirmation of the breakout. But the fact that we are still popping ahead through the highs there with these equal lows does tell me that Euro USD most likely is going to go bullish. In terms of targets, now there's a few levels to look at. There's a support level here. There's the resistance here, which is the level I was talking about on my weekly analysis. And obviously you've got the levels up here. Now, I wouldn't push the trade all the way up to 1.10007 into these highs here. That's quite aggressive. These levels here will probably be the targets. So either like 1.092 or 1.082. There's a big space between them, but yeah, I'll probably see what type of target I'll have as the trade starts to materialize, because a risk reward will play a big part as to where I push the trade to. But yeah, Euro USD, this is what I'm looking at. USD CAD we'll take a look at as well. Few requests for USD CAD I'll take a look at. Buys look good for this one down at these lows here. We're not quite at that level just yet, but I do still like the buy setup for USD CAD as well. I say this because, again, I don't really have, well, if I'll take a look at the DXY in a second, because DXY is looking very, very similar to Euro USD. So with DXY, it does look like we probably could roll over with the DXY. So I'll probably favor more dollar weakness, if anything. But there might still be some short-term buys with USD CAD. And I say that because we still got a good key level here. It hasn't been tested. This is where all the momentum came from for USD CAD for the bulls. You can see price consolidated there for a few 4H candles, and we had this really big push to the upside. Price has not come and test that level yet, and we do have these minor lows just above it. So we could see price take out that support level, react with this level here, see a move to the upside, then possibly form a lower high and then roll over. Very similar to the AUD/USD setup I was talking about at the start of the stream. So if I go to the AUD/USD real quick, you can see we've got these weaker highs here, which the market has just about taken out as well. Reacted with the consolidation here, which is where all the momentum came from for AUD/USD. If I just tidy up a little bit. So yeah, you can see this is where we consolidated for a few candles, broke to the downside with really good momentum. And then as you can see, yeah, price has tested a few times, and obviously respected that to the downside. Hasn't really got going, but would be some nice sells there, at least on the hourly time frame there anyway. So kind of looking at USD CAD do something similar as well. Kind of like a bear flag continuation for AUD/USD, but for USD CAD it's a bit more of a bull flag. Impulse there, correction 1, correction 2. Probably see a move to the upside. Well, like I said with AUD/USD, we could form a lower high and possibly roll over if the dollar is going to maintain that weakness. But we might see some short-term buys for the bigger rollover, or best case scenario, we just continue bullish back to resistance. Price having a hard time. Obviously, we've got these lower highs here, a lot of wicks, so it's not the most bullish market in the world. So I wouldn't necessarily favor a move back to the resistance here. Again, trading is all about probability. So it's not like I'm saying we won't get there, because we definitely could. But looking at the probability of the market, we can see we've had all of this impulse, market retrace, another big strong impulse to move to the upside there as well. From this move here, you can see that impulse didn't even take us back to the highs and just started this big corrective move to the downside. So I can see by looking at how corrective it is, the wicks that we are producing here, and the fact that the most recent impulse we had didn't take out any structure and price is just rolling over, tells me that it's going to be unlikely that we see a push back to the resistance. And if we don't break through the level straight away, and if we do react to the level, we probably just form a third lower high to roll over, which could end up being a good trade in itself, to be honest. We'll keep an eye on that in the future. But yeah, USD CADs, buys look good at 1.362. Obviously, wait for your confirmation through that because, like I said, we could still just break straight through. But if the market shows some good signs here, I do think some short-term buys would be good. But most likely, we'll probably roll over and continue south. So let me go over the DXY quickly because the dollar is kind of the talk of the town. And yeah, I've been quite bullish on dollar. I've been quite bullish on dollar since we had this big impulsive move to the downside, breaking through those lows. And for good reason, we had some good bullish structure. Really nice impulsive move. But this impulse here, again, it did take out some good highs, but price complete reversed and took out the low. So this to me looks like a big fake out. And price had this impulse down. Again, a good impulse to the upside. This didn't amount to anything, didn't take out any highs or anything. And price is moving to the downside, taking out these lows again. So with me, I'm actually expecting more dollar weakness, probably to come back and retest the support level here. We're not too far away, and possibly could go further down. So again, it looks very similar to Euro USD. You've got this support level, price will come into, and possibly the lows here as well. But this structure here looks very bearish to me. If DXY can see a move and retest this structure here, I think that could give a really nice setup across the board on some dollar pairs. So if you can see one more impulse up, retest 104.161, which is that broken support level with that double bottom. I think this could provide really good setups for like Euro USD buys, Pound USD buys. You see that correction. USD CAD sells on that third lower high, which I was talking about. So yeah, USD CAD on that third lower high, AUD on that third higher low. I think NZD will probably look very, very good as well. Whereas NZD, so yeah, NZD probably give us that higher low, either around here or above that. So I think those setups could translate to some really good opportunities across the board. But yeah, I just want to see some retracement first, and then we can get involved. So yeah, hopefully you guys are following on. Anyway, so I did say I'll take a look at Euro Pound and AUCHF as well, didn't I? So yeah, hopefully that made sense on USD CAD. A few people have been asking for USD CAD. Obviously, I think probably because of the CAD news coming out later, so people are quite interested in that. But anyway, USDJPY, I'll have a look, Richie as well. But AUCHF, USDJPY, and Euro Pound. I'll take a look at Euro Pound first because that was requested first. And then we'll take a look at Pound Yen as well. Someone did request Pound Yen. So yeah, Euro Pound bearish bias coming into the week for this one. Looking at more downside, nothing quite materialized yet, but we are seeing some upside. Last time I checked, yeah, we are seeing some upside. So there could be a setup coming on for Euro Pound. And I say that because if you look at the highs and lows, again, when you are focusing on structure and you're looking at structure in a bit more detail, you want to be focusing on what levels are getting taken out, what levels are being respected, and also how impulsive are the moves as well. Those kind of the three main things to be looking at. I did a video about market behavior, and yeah, I went into a bit of detail about those topics. So go and check that out if you haven't done already. So my Forex education playlist, but yeah, so when you're looking at structure and detail, you want to be looking at which highs and which lows are getting taken out, which are being respected. That's the first thing, and then you want to look at momentum. And you can see here with Euro Pound, the market is gradually making lower lows and lower lows. So as you can see, we've got a low there, been taken out, formed some new lows, been taken out, formed some new lows, been taken out, formed some new lows. So you can see there's a gradual move to the downside. And from a high perspective, we had the highs up here. The market was creating higher highs to the upside. However, since then, we had some equal highs here. So we can see, even from a bullish standpoint, the market is trying to go bullish, but all it's doing is respecting resistance, respecting prior highs, and then rolling over as well. So this tells me that Euro Pound is making lower lows and is respecting resistance. So this tells me Euro Pound most likely will probably push up, find resistance somewhere, and probably end up moving back down again. Now, the only red flag about Euro Pound is the momentum part. So the highs and lows look good, but if this move here was very, very impulsive, then this would be a very high quality setup. The fact that it's really corrective means it's still a good setup, but not upper echelon, not the best. It's still good though. The entry will obviously dictate if there is actually a trade. But if I still see a good entry still, I'll still probably take the trade. But again, with most of your trades, you do want it to be mostly high quality setups and a few good setups. Then here and now again, you might take some few poor setups, maybe due to emotions or whatnot. But you want to keep those to a very bare minimal, if you can, to not at all. But yeah, with euro pounds at this level I'm looking at 0.88300. If you can see a push to the upside, which we are seeing now, and into that level, I'll monitor for some entry confirmations, and then possibly see a move back down again. Targets, keep it simple, back down to the support. A weekly analysis I did highlight, we could probably move into consolidation here on the left. This is where all that momentum came from to the upside, so we could see the market attracted to come back and retest the consolidation, so that could still be a target. But again, if I can get 1 to 3, 1 to 4 into that support level, then I will not be pushing the trade further than that. If I do, it's probably because I just got a very small amount leaving to trickle, like 10% or something like that. But anyway, so euro pound short bias for me. It's obviously a really nice push to the upside, but I'm not bullish on this one. So obviously respecting the support level here, and I'm looking for a lower high to form. This is kind of the only, maybe apart from this level here, which is just slightly above it. So keep an eye on 0.88 500 as well. But any one of these two levels, I'm looking for that next lower high to form, and another move back down there for euro pound. But yeah, nothing really to do here. Way too messy as well. Okay, so we'll go and take a look at pound yen and ADC chef as well, and USD AUSD, okay, Rahul, we'll take a look. AUSD, no problem. Mary, what is up? Hope you're doing good. UC Chef, we'll take a look. Gold, much appreciate it. Yeah, guys, if you are enjoying the content, please be sure to leave a like. It does really help out. It does really help out the stream. Okay, so we'll go and take a look at which pair was it? AUC Chef, Pound Yen. Was that third one? Probably was. I'll go take a look in a second. I'll go with AUC Chef, and then we'll take a look at Pound Yen after. So AUC Chef, similar to NZC Chef, apart from NZC Chef, was a much more quality setup, just because there's a lot more confluence and a lot more, basically just confluence for the trade. But it's the same thing. We're still seeing bearish structure here. The market is ripping to the downside, taking out low after low. So we still do have a bearish market, and obviously in a structure like this, all I anticipate is more downside until we start seeing some major structure highs being violated. As of right now, the market is quite corrected. There's no kind of real level down here that I'm too that interests me apart from the level here. This is a really nice level. Price broke through and all this momentum kind of spewed out. So I do like this level here at 0.62950. Here, I'm not seeing much clarity here. There's consolidation left. Price is not really respecting that. I suppose maybe this level of support, price is having a hard time breaking through. If you go across, you can see prices showing some rejection there. But it's not very clean. It's not very clean. Price is still kind of just about making higher highs on the lower time frames. If I go to the hourly time frame, this thing cannot load. Yeah, internet has not been the best today, unfortunately. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know why I just left the hourly time frame. It took a while to load and then just go and leave it. Poor. Okay, so yeah, hourly time frame. I hope the stream is still up and running for people as well. Okay, so ADC Chef, price still making higher highs and higher lows here on the hourly. So I'm not really looking to sell this one just yet. I highlighted that level in the 4H, still looks good. I think there could be a nice hourly setup if price starts breaking structure to the downside. Probably catch that next lower high and a sell off. This consolidation looks very nice. Yeah, that was just yeah, that was just the cleaner lesser. Anyway, back to the stream. So yeah, ADCHF, like I said, if you can break for those lows, that'd be good, and then get the correction. Okay, the watermark's back. Get the correction, lower high there, and then get some good sells to the downside on the hourly. It's a bit more of a low time frame setup, and I think you do focus more on the 4H time frame. But if you're looking at the 4H, you probably want price to move up higher anyway. Because again, we do have these lows here, which is not too far away from price. But on the hourly time frame, you can get away with it in terms of risk to reward and whatnot. So yeah, this was a good setup on the hourly. We'll take maybe a couple of days to really set up, because we do need to break for the lows first and see a good candle closure below. If we end up respecting support and still pushing to the upside with that bullish trend there, then yeah, that will be the next area of interest at 0.629 and some sells to go back down again. Let me take a look at pound yen. So yeah, pound yen, that's another pair that I'm looking at this week. Again, a lot of my watch list coming into the week was on the yen pairs. So euro yen and pound yen are still at the kind of the top of that. I'm looking to see if pound yen can push up a little bit further, back up to 163. The market's still making these lower lows and lower highs here, although we have had a lot of evidence that price is still struggling to break through that support. So I do think with pound yen, we'll probably see another push up higher, and then a move back down, just to take out these weaker lows, weaker highs, sorry, here. So another push up higher, lower high, and I'm looking at price just coming back down to that support level. But yeah, it's almost kind of consolidation in this area here, so I'm not the biggest fan of pound yen in this area. But if you can push up, take out those weaker highs, I think we could be onto a very, very nice setup. Euro yen looks a little bit cleaner. You can see it's really kind of doing what I want pound yen to do. Take out those highs there, test that level there, and then possibly get our sell. We've got really good confidence here for euro yen at 0.618 at this 142.500 level. So that's what I'm looking at, euro yen pushing to the lows here, and then hopefully we can probably go further. But I think from a trade perspective, just keep it down to the most recent low, rather than from an analytical perspective, which, you know, I could be looking at a bigger move back down to this support. But you know, trading is different from analysis or analyzing. Analyzing, you can look for longer term plays, bigger moves in the market, and it's all theoretical. But trade, you want to be concrete and absolute majority of the time. Obviously, there will be some gray areas. Nothing is 100%. But you want to be sure about where you're entering, why you're entering, and where you want to be taking your profit. Okay, so hopefully that made sense there with pound yen and ADCHF. Was there another pair I was supposed to take a look at? I can't remember. If I have USDJPY, that was it. I'll take a look at USDJPY, but if I have set out your pair and then just have not analyzed it, please be sure to drop it down in the old chat, and I will take a look at it. Anyway, so yeah, I'll take a look at USDJPY, USDCHF, EuroCAD as well. ADUSD, we'll go over that again quickly. Pound CHF, someone did request that a long time ago. Anyway, good morning, David. Hope you're doing good. I'm winning on a trade pound CHF since last Thursday. Okay, was that buy trade? Someone said they want to buy on pound CHF. I think it was last week. I'm not sure if it was you. Maybe it was you. But yeah, I suppose that was a buy. Yeah, last Thursday, price seen some upside. So nice. How's that going? What's the plan for that trade? Alfie, gold, if you could. Okay, we'll take a look at gold. So I'll go through. We'll go through pound CHF, USDJPY, USDCHF. We'll go through gold as well. EuroCAD too, no problemo. Yep, still running. Okay, good. Siseklo. Hope I'm saying that right. I hope you're doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Poppy, what is up? Welcome back. Had some losses last week, largely due to me being rusty. I should have been profitable, forgetting my own rules. I forget the small things like maybe my stop loss to break even. It's the small things like that, which are big things. Small things are kind of big things in the market because, a slight mistake, if you're trading on a decent sized capital, could cost you, a few £1,000s, and it's not necessarily a mistake that is due to a lack of knowledge. It's just, a mistake that you'll do sooner or later, and that's why prop firms are a little bit. They're designed to be like that, to be fair. But that's where it can be hard trading prop firms, like forgetting to put a stop loss in, or forgetting to put your stop loss in the wrong place, or maybe trading with a slightly higher position that you should have done, could be the difference between you losing the account and you keeping it, hitting a daily loss limit or something like that. Stuff like that happens. Like for me as well. I think in February, I accidentally traded with double the lot size I should have done for a particular trade, and I lost double the amount that I should have done, which was very upsetting because. Okay, bear with me 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna get a charge. Okay, I am back. So yeah, the internet in the apartment is not that great, so I'm kind of using my data, which is a lot better. But the phone has died, unfortunately, so I need to charge it. But yeah, that should be back and running shortly. But anyway, stream still looks to be running, so we'll continue. Okay, so yeah, USD JPY, another JPY pair. So still bearish on the majority of them, apart from NZJPY, which I just have no kind of real bias to, because it's in that consolidation. But yeah, USD JPY still looking at a push into these lows here. So if we can see that downtrend continue, because we were talking about the bigger head and shoulder pattern on the weekly. If I quickly go through that. Maybe I should have done that. That'd take a while to load. Anyway, the phone's almost back online. So yeah, you can see potentially that bigger head and shoulder pattern. You've got the left shoulder here on the left. You've got the head up there, and then possibly the right shoulder here. So we're looking at price pushing back down to that support level at 127.376. So that's the plan. That's the plan for USD from a weekly perspective. So if that head and shoulder is going to play out, we'll be expecting price to come into those lows. So taking that information into the 4H time frame, we're just looking for that downtrend to continue. Looking to see if we can catch the lower high. Again, a good entry, good confluence, and then just ride that trend to the downside. That is the plan for USD Okay, let me just connect the shape while looking at that next lower high. And personally for me, the area that I said I'm looking for the retest of, which I was talking about in my weekly analysis, is this level here, 133,500. That's what I'm looking for, that lower high to form. It might not do that because again, we are getting these consecutive lower highs here on the lower time frames. Price looks like it's retesting this level here as well. This support term resistance, which is also a level that I was talking about on my weekly analysis. If this holds, that could be the level that sees price to the downside. But in terms of direction and my analysis for USD JPY is definitely bearish. It's definitely bearish because of these low lows and low highs.